and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. We're always sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. Well, the top story is Trump's arraignment. Today, he will go into court at 3 o'clock down in Florida. He is going to be booked. Apparently, he's not going to be handcuffed. He's not going to be jailed. They're apparently going to take a photograph that they're not going to release. Yeah, right. But the bottom line is, all that happens today is he enters a plea, which we know is going to be not guilty. But that's the extent of it. Apparently, there's going to be protests. People, Trump supporters, want to go down there and show their support. Miami's beefed up their security. We'll see what happens. But to be honest with you, folks, arraignments are boring. Next up, this is humongous. Senator Grassley went on the Senate floor yesterday and announced that he has read the unredacted 1023 report from the informant. And that informant says that the Burisma executive who paid the bribe actually has 17 audio recordings with Hunter Biden to prove what he's saying. Now, it begs the question, where are these recordings? Who has these recordings? Is this guy still alive? If he's still alive, where is he? Is he under the power and control of Zelensky in Ukraine? It also raises the question, does Zelensky have Biden compromised? It seems to me that there's no question that Ukraine and China have the Bidens compromised beyond freaking belief. The gangster family. But it's sure did get interesting yesterday. Wow, 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 wow. What are you going to say now? China. I made a list here. And I'm going to cut this out. It's going to be a special. But I wrote all this down. They've expanded their influence in the South China Sea, including Navy bases. They are threatening Taiwan. Biden vetoed the tariff. They have spy balloons that he lets fly over this country. They're establishing a spy base and a military base down in Cuba, violating the Monroe Doctrine. I mean, this is the exact thing that John F. Kennedy didn't let Russia do. Biden's letting China do it. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. China has got influence with Russia, growing, growing, and growing. They have our debt. They're building their Navy. Biden is weak as hell. Hunter Biden's compromised. Joe's mind. They control North Korea. They're expanding their influence in South America and Africa. They steal all of our technology. They infiltrated our colleges. They're coming across through our border. They tried to infiltrate our military bases in Alaska, recently reported. You've got Fang Fang Bang Bang sleeping with congressmen. You've got COVID origin there. Fentanyl coming in from there. We have dependency. They've bought Hollywood. They've bought corporations. They are the ones that create this climate issue, not for them to be involved, but us. They're buying our land. They got concentration camps, and they want the yuan to be the currency for the world. That whole list, all of that's going on right now with China. And we got a clown. We got a clown as our president. As it all happens. As it all happens. Hey, man, malarkey. You know, I was acting tough. God, it's scary stuff. I read that. How can I be in a good mood after reading that? The Ukrainian-Russian war continues to go on. The Ukrainians have done a counteroffensive. If you think this war is going to end anytime soon, you're crazy. Meanwhile, we just keep giving them money. The Hunter Biden case is unbelievable. Delaware United States attorney has had this forever. Nothing happens. Do you think it'd take 5 years for them to prosecute you and me? Hell no. Fox News has sent a cease and desist letter to Tucker Carlson. You think Tucker Carlson's going to back down with him? I think Tucker Carlson wants the war with Fox News. J.P. Morgan settled the Epstein case with a lot of money. By the way, this case was about them knowing about Epstein's issues. And keep banking me. Federal deficit. Now, here's what the deficit is. The deficit is the difference between what we're spending in a year and what we take in a year. Folks, I think we take in like $4-5 trillion. We have a $2 trillion deficit. This is scary stuff. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I started out not liking her, not liking her. I'm back to liking her again. And you know why? She's speaking out about how she can't believe that the Republicans don't get behind the impeachment of Joe Biden. And I agree with her. You know what? It happens over and over and over again. The Republicans don't fight like the Democrats do. And we pay the price. Pat Sajak, 76, is going to be retiring at the end of this season on the Wheel of Fortune. I wonder who's going to replace him. You gotta laugh about this. I mean, this is so funny. Trump, the governor of Oklahoma, who Trump supported last time, has endorsed DeSantis. So Trump immediately attacks him and says he doesn't like the Indians. Trump's the best. He figures out what's the one thing he can say to hurt him the most or mock him the most. So, I mean, it sounded so funny. I sent it to Kim Guilfoyle last night. She hadn't seen it yet. I said, check this out, man. I said, he doesn't like the Indians. It's like, I don't know, like it's a mayor of a big black city. He doesn't like black people. Trump, unbelievable. But you know what? See, this is what's going to happen. See, good for Trump. Republicans wouldn't do this. Trump says, hey, you elect me president, I'll appoint a special prosecutor to go after Joe Biden. Amen. Coming up next, Eric Deters, local news. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga, and check us out on all of our platforms. Well, our lead story is, you know what? Who takes the Ku Klux Klan, KKK, serious? Does anybody? But it's our lead story. Apparently, they were passing out a flyer in Paris, Kentucky, and Mount Sterling, Kentucky, recruiting members. It says, neighborhood watch. You can sleep sound tonight. The Klan is awake. Are you having problems in your neighborhood? Report crime and drug dealers to Trinity White Knights Ku Klux Klan. Really? If you got some crime going on at your place, is the first person you say, I'm not going to call the police. I'm calling the Klan. It's ridiculous. You know what? They're so ridiculous that we can just laugh at them, right? Nobody takes them serious anymore. In law and crime, sad story. An Eastern Kentucky police officer, I think it's a state police officer, was shot through the cruiser in Olive Hill. I don't think they have the suspect yet. Now, this is another story that I just kind of sad and funny. A St. Bernard church deacon was robbed. Now, you got to ask yourself, and it reminds me of an Eddie Murphy skit that he used to do. The guy that shot the Pope. What do? Want to go straight to hell? You want to go straight to hell, you rob a church deacon. Jocelyn Kirtland, 27, killed a man in Queen City. Another shooting goes on and on and on. Now, this is another sad story. Edward Leary, 26, beat a 4-month-old for crying while he was playing video games. That's where our society is. And in local news, Amtrak, they want to run a route from Cincy to Chicago and New York. How you like that? And in Kentucky news, Kentucky voter registration continues to grow. And Steve Beshear, not Steve Beshear, I always call him Steve Beshear. I've been doing that forever. Andy Beshear signed what's called Melanie's Law that was passed by the legislature, ensures convicted drunk drivers will pay child support to victims. Every dog has her day. Coming up next, Jamie Spinley and his World News.
Hello again, the latest world headlines. An 11-year-old British girl was shot and killed in France over a conflict with a family building work on their property. The French prosecutors said a 71-year-old neighbor shot through the hedge, hoping to hit the father. Mr. Rats is under investigation for murder. A missile strike last night has left 10 dead and 28 people injured. The strikes were on President Zelensky's home city in Kryvyi Rih. A 76-year-old woman was declared dead in Ecuador. She was placed in a coffin and taken to a funeral parlor for the vigil. 5 hours later, they opened the coffin and the old lady gasped for air. She is now in intensive care. Around 13,000 people have been evacuated in northeast Philippines as the country's most famous volcano, the Mayan, continue to ooze lava. Until tomorrow, have a fantastic day. Take care. Cheerio.